We are going to be streaming election results and analysis all night on air and on the 5+ app.
So let's bring in political editor Mark Maxwell, who will be joined by a bipartisan panel as we wait for some of these races to be called. Mark.
Yeah, Mike and Ann, we're digging in. We're ready. Our teams are standing by, closely monitoring these results, ready to walk you through all the storylines, all the angles. You're not going to want to miss this excellent panel of political experts, someone from every corner of political perspective. We've got an image of it for you here. Senator Bill Eigel, he's a pro-Trump MAGA Republican. Senator Karla May, a supporter of Kamala Harris, a respected member of the Legislative Black Caucus. Former State Senator Jeff Smith, close to labor and trade union Democrats. And then Lynn Schmidt. She describes herself as a traditional conservative, not a MAGA Republican, if you will. And of course, we have our own political analyst and expert, Anita Manion, joining us. She's got a PhD in this stuff. We're excited to have you back
Good to be here.
with us. Look, polls just closed in battleground states like Georgia. Let's show you what those key states are. They're surrounded in yellow here. You see a few results already coming in. NBC News projecting the winner in Indiana and Kentucky, Donald Trump. In Vermont, Kamala Harris. We could also see, once a state starts to report 20% of its expected vote, whichever candidate is leading at that time, you're going to start to see the shade color in lightly in their favor. Watch this. We see 20% of the vote coming in Florida. It's light red, giving that advantage to Donald Trump. Not a projection. He's just leading at the moment. Once we can project a winner clearly, showing the statistics are final or pointing in that direction, we'll change that color to a darker shade. Anita, this is where we're going to look to you for some analysis. Let's look at some potential scenarios here, the paths to victory. One could be that if Donald Trump wins the southern states here, let's say he wins North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, Anita, he's just within reach, 270 right there. But look, all Kamala Harris has to do is just defend that blue wall.
There's a reason they call that the blue wall, right? But Trump has won those states before. That's how he won in 2016. So I don't expect, we could always be surprised that we'll know the results of a state like Pennsylvania tonight, but we might know North Carolina and Georgia, and that will tell us a lot.
We really could. Let's look at one other scenario here. Let's walk this back through and say, should Donald Trump win Pennsylvania and break into her blue wall, all of a sudden Kamala Harris has a very narrow path. She'd have to hold serve in Nevada, and then can she flip North Carolina, a close state?
Right.
There again, she would come back to pull it off, but that's a harder thing for her to do.
It is, but one of the reasons Democrats went for Harris instead of Biden is she has more paths to victory than Biden did.
And then lastly here, we're going to just look at this quickly. Donald Trump, if he could win in Pennsylvania and then hold serve in North Carolina and everything out there, that's a pickup for Donald Trump. If he picks up in Arizona where Joe Biden won in 2020, he'd be the winner here. So we have a few different ways this could shake out. Again, expect surprises. Also, at part of your night, you're going to see a code on your screen in the corner. That's where you can download the 5+ app. Type KSDK.com/watch. You can stream us on your device while you're watching NBC News on your TV.